Okay, live. Cool. Audio? How's audio sound, guys? Let me know if the ambient lo-fis are too loud, too quiet. I can adjust that. Clothes? Why would I put clothes on? Let's see. So I'm just kind of getting everything lined up here. Let me know how audio sounds, my mic levels, ambient music levels, and all that good stuff. Sounds good. Cool. If the music's too loud or too quiet or interfering with my melodious voice, let me know, because I have such a good speaking, singing voice. You guys would be impressed. Turn down just tune, can do. If I can find it again. Is that a little better on the music, or is it too low? Of course, I think it's changing songs now. Let's see. When I'm talking, it's a bit loud. Well, I'm a pretty loud guy. I need to shut up sometimes. Let's see. Test 1 2 1 2. Is that a little better? Let's see. Let's put that back up just a hair. Cool. What's up, Shane? What Shane is that? All I see, it's just Shane. I mean, there's too many Shanes. There's that. Oh, what's up, tripod? Let's see. Ryan's here. Jim's here. Who else is here? People gonna want to watch me pretend like I know what the hell I'm doing in Fusion. Let's see. Just kind of getting stuff set up. I got a new TV. Big TV. Have cool, fun stuff going on in the background. Let's see. Well, I meant the music low. Oh, okay. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, again, if you let me know if you want my mic down, up or down, or if the music needs to go up or down. Either way, I'm good. Well, I appreciate the subscribe. I'm up to a whopping 60 subscribers. It's impressive. My channel's huge. Cool. Well, let's kind of get started. Well, yeah, that's for sure, Ryan. Let me switch over to Fusion. What I want to before that, I guess today what I want to kind of maybe get through is I want to finalize the front part of that case we started designing in episode 2, I guess. I want to get that kind of set up to be able to be printed, so I can get that done and really kind of prototyped, and then maybe we'll do a bit on the frame as well. But I want to get that front piece, that fascia piece finished up. So let's switch over to the fusions. Let's do this. There we go. And let's go in here. And which one are we looking at? Let's open up a couple here. We've got a bunch of reference models and stuff. And I need to do a better job of keeping track of chat. Let's see. Let's do that. Moving some stuff around here. Sorry, guys. All right, cool. Where are we at? We are doing this one. So this is where we're at so far. Kind of going for the whole, what do you call it? Shockwave theme. Was pretty much where we left off last time. I made one little tweak after we were done. I shortened up the size of this just because it was just poking out too far and we need to keep this thing kind of small. The other thing we need to do is build the back plate inside here and make sure that it's still printable, but make sure these angles right here aren't too steep. The plan is to print it on this backside, and then we got to put a spot right in the middle for the I/power button, and then whatever else we want to do to make it look cool. Let's see. So yeah. What I should have done ahead of time, because I forgot, I just got done working, was I was going to pull out that that power button that we need to put in there. But what I'm going to try to do is make it so I can take a pretty solid stab on just guessing what size it's going to be. I could probably do a quick measurement with some calipers. But then I can come back in after the fact and just change the sketch, hopefully, and get the size correct. And as long as you don't mind me digging through stuff behind me, I may go pull it out and actually measure it. But in the short run, let's start by turning these things off because we don't need them. Did an update there. So that means I did an update on something else in the background, the sketch that references. So I wanted to do a quick update there. We can turn it off and we can turn the cage. Excuse me. Oh, we need to separate out the bodies. So here's the first thing we need to do. This is part of the same component. We want that to be a different component. So what we're going to do is start with this guy and right click and do a... Come on, brain. Create component from body, which is this guy. So we're gonna just name that front. Super creative. But I don't want it under the cage, so I'm gonna drag it up to the main top level, I guess. So it's in its own level. So now I can turn off the cage, and there we go. So obviously we're gonna be printing on this face here. Man, I need a space mouse. So we need to lighten up these angles so we can make it printable. We also need to put a flat piece all the way across the back. So let's start by doing that. So we're just going to make this active, and I need to make sure I'm watching chat because Travis is here. Cool. So I appreciate all you guys joining. I'm going to try to keep track of chat as best I can. You know what I probably should do is give you guys, for the guys that haven't watched this at all, a quick little recap of what we have done. I'm sorry. So starting out, let me open this guy up. This is what we started with. The first thing we did was we created a basically the mount plate and the piece that's going to hold the I/O cover for the Mini ITX case that I have. Just one I had sitting around. I'm going to turn it into a Octofarm PC that can sit out in the garage next to the printers. Potentially run other stuff off of it if I need to. If I want to do a stream or set a mic or cameras out there, I can maybe pipe some of it through that. But it was a PC I used to use for a media center. We've since retired it, but the motherboard is good and it'll be plenty for running Octofarm. So the first thing we did is created the base. So we got, all our dimensions. We brought it into canvas, sketched out that, made our mount, then brought in a little just a little graphic for the I/O stuff there. And I've since printed this out as just a just a prototype to make sure it all fits up, and it does. And after I printed out the prototype, I made sure that this piece was oriented correctly to this piece. So this gap in this placement is accurate to real world. This is where it needs to sit. So we then took this and started building the frame. And this is kind of rough. This is kind of just an overall shape / design that I wanted to go with. This will definitely get tweaked. Let's bring that in. Where is it? Sits in here like this. Obviously this is not lined up yet. These panels need to be tweaked and fit in. The back is the back. I don't care. It doesn't need to be sexy. But the sides and the front, I wanted to make it look cool. It's going to sit on the shelf. I decided with Ryan's help to go with obviously Transformers theme, but we're going to do Shockwave, which is what the thumbnail is for the video. And for those of you that don't know, let's go look at. That's Shockwave's head from the Transformers. I don't know why there's two right now. It's interesting. So that's kind of the theme we're going for on the front. The eyeball's going to be red because that's the power button I have. But this is kind of the shape. We're probably not going to do that top little guy, but we'll do kind of a similar little look. So it looks like Shockwave's staring at us from his little perch up on the shelf. Let's see. Did Fuga actually... Oh, look at that. Shane is actually here watching one of my streams. And Shane, you're now a mod. Thanks for showing up, buddy. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. What I want to do today for sure is get this thing finished up on the front, making it look cool. And then if we can start tackling the cage, so much the better. Let's see. So back on track. Just wanted to make sure everybody was kind of up to date on where we were at. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, I put in a ticker up. Where is it? Oh, way over there on that side. I'm sick of using my phone for a camera, so if anybody wants to donate a couple bucks, I know Shane just did the same thing, but it helps to have a nice camera. Although my phone doesn't suck, so this is the video out of my phone. Anyway, and then cool little stream beats going on right here. Again, if you guys get sick of hearing the music or want me to turn it off or up, let me know. Yeah, let's do it. So let's get rid of that guy. Let's get rid of the cage. Start with this front piece. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just create a sketch. This is just going to be a simple extrude, just that and that. I'm actually going to extrude it back just like, certainly not that. I'm thinking just like 0.5 millimeter, just to give it a little bit of depth on the edge here for when we start printing. And then I'm actually going to extrude this side up, which is going to do a couple things for me. First of all, give me a nice flat panel. But now when I extrude in, I'm not going to have to worry about any open areas or anything like that, or gaps when it extrudes up into the angled pieces. So let's E for extrude that. Let's see, so 0.5 mil. Doesn't have to, let's go with about 3 mil thick, so 2.5. It's going to tell me it's going to do a cut, which we don't want to do. Do a join, and it's going to give us a few little pieces of junk sitting out there, but we will fix that real quick. So we'll do that join. And then one of my favorite features in Fusion is just deleting faces. So we're just going to highlight a couple of them so it knows what to delete. Hit the delete key. One of the greatest things they put in Fusion right there. Oh, LED is nice, dude. So are you doing, is this the LED little rings for the front panel, or is this just more disco lighting for the BLV cube? Let's see. All right, so there we go. So now we definitely need to find a way to get this with a little less angle in there. I want it to have an overhang, so it looks like it kind of is, does have kind of, it's going to leave a shadow in there. But I'm thinking we may... There's a couple ways we could do it. We could do a couple sketches in a loft again. Oh, really? Were they too big, or are they just too bright? Oh, there you go. Fans can't hit it. You could probably take a couple LEDs out of that too, you know? I mean, you could land airplanes with how bright that thing is. It would be cool if I could just do a chamfer here, though. So we're going to see if that works. The key with the chamfer is actually getting it to go where you want it to. And so far, that's looking good. Like I said, kind of hard. Oh, and then Fusion doesn't like it. So the hard part about doing this is it's gonna just not be really easy to control. So we're not gonna do that. I don't like it. Let's do a loft. My nemesis, the loft. All right. So sketch. Let's get rid of this. We don't need to see that stuff. Create a sketch. Let's double click to get that whole profile and then do an offset. Let's go back to the front. So I'm going to bring this in. I don't like it. Nope, cancel that. Don't like it. I want to project this. I think this is going to be a better, nope, a better profile to use. So I'm thinking if that can be what I project the outside from, and it's going to kind of still zoom in a little bit to this top profile. So we're going to finish that sketch. That gives us that right there that we're going to, it's going to be the base of our loft. Good Lord. And then we're going to do another sketch up here. Excuse me. Create sketch. And we're going to just leave it as it is and hit finish sketch. So we get that. Let's expand this out so we know what we're looking at. Tasty beverage. Don't worry, I have more. And of course, the mug. Adult beverages. Let's see. Didn't the loft take the whole... Yes, Ryan, it pretty much did. Because, as I said, lofts are my nemesis. It was a learning experience for everyone. You guys are learning with me. Because I'm not very good at this. I'm just stubborn. That's really all it takes to be good at Fusion. You have to be stubborn. You can't let the Fusion win. All right, so let's do select view. What's that, left or right? I don't even know anymore. Left click and hold. You can then get everything in line with where your pointer was, and we're going to go with that profile. If anybody knows anybody at the company where I work, tell them to stop messing with me on Thursdays so I can do streams and actually not have had a crazy work day and be able to focus on important things like you guys. Let's see, loft. So that's the other one. And then we're going to select that. We're going to do... We'll join, and did we get it on the first try? I feel like nothing happened there. We get okay, what do we get? Yeah. That's not what we want. Alright, like Ryan said, this will be an entire stream of me trying to figure out one loft. Here we go again. Profile. Seriously, Ryan? You know, so I work up at Portland General Electric in the mighty metropolis that is Portland, Oregon. Who do you know that works at PGE? Not to be confused with PGE. Ha ha ha! You're funny. Let's see. Where is it? Loft. Okay, so if that's where we're going, just one of those crazy situations where I need to select it from the appropriate side. So that's what I want. We don't want a new body, we want to join. So if I turn this back on, why is it filling it in? Anybody know? Anybody know? Anyone? Bueller? Do we have, is it hollow? No, that is a solid chunk. Alright. Tell you what. Let's say screw it. We're going to let it, we're going to just hollow it out ourselves. There are multiple ways to skin a cat, and I don't feel like fighting lofts because they piss me off. So let's do a quick measurement here. We're going to measure from here. Nope. From here to this face. How far are we? 7.5 millimeters. Write that down to get me started. Oh, dude! Look at you! Why didn't we get the little, should be a little notification. Damn, dude. Awesome. You're a good dude. Well, I'm disappointed you didn't get the zombie, or did you, and did I just completely miss it? Because I'm staring at this screen, not my OBS. Anyway, 7.5 millimeters. Everybody remember that. You can also click on it, and it'll copy it. Did I miss it? I'm focused, man. Focused. Thank you very much. So let's see here. Close that out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in and do that janky loft that just frankly didn't work. Just to fill everything in. Loft to here. Join. Fine. And then I'm just going to cut that back out. So let's just go here, extrude that. Control V because I copied it. And then instead of going straight back, what we're going to do is we're just going to do an angle. Let's try 10 degrees. Helps if I do negative though, doesn't it? Just trying to cut here. So let's go a little more than that. 20. Because screw you, loft feature. I hate you. 30 degrees? You can easily print a 30-degree angle. I think that's going to look good. There we go. There's the other way to do that, folks. When you give up on lofts, just do a cut and with a taper or with an angle. All right, so cool. That gives me what we want. Not going to really see the edges unless we really look at it from an angle. Then we need to figure out how we want to make the middle of it look cool. And I was going back and forth on whether or not I wanted to do some texture on that. And frankly, I'm feeling lazy. No, Ryan, you're a peasant. No, you actually, no, you have a, Ryan, you have a Voron. You're not a peasant. It's those non-Voron users. Those are the peasants. We look down upon them. Jim's pretty much a Voron. Jim's actually like a super crowny Voron owner now. If you guys haven't checked out, he's been posting a bunch of cool stuff on Fuga's Discord about this new, whatever the heck that thing is called that you ordered, man. It was like $3,000 for this big ol'... I'm not going to call it a Voron ripoff because that would be not doing it justice. It's a Voron Plus. The thing's incredible, man. Anyway, so let's bring up what do we got here. I don't even know what's going on. What screen am I looking for? Thought I had that image up still. Guess not. Just going to bring up the image of Shockwave again. Let's figure out how we want to make the eyeball and the power button look. Did not mean to close it out. All right, so pretty sure I want to do a little raised area for where the eyeball is going to sit, and probably make it kind of oblong. And then I do kind of want to incorporate the little evil eye brow look, just to make it look like he's actually kind of scowling at you. So I'm going to move this off screen. No, I'm just going to minimize it. So I think now actually, well, let's just do some sketching. Only the greats use Clipper. Dude, I'm in love with Clipper. I still feel like I have no clue what I'm doing in it though. I love the ease of use of which you can just, I mean, just like RepRap though, you can just make a change to your config and you're good, and you don't have to sit there and wait for it to compile. But I need to get better with the macros. Like I've got like 2 little tiny macros that for like the start print, the end print. I guess that's more than 2. And then there's just the basic stuff, but I need to get the filament change in there because I ran out of filament on a print today, and that sucked because I didn't have filament change scripts in. So all that good stuff. $900 to get started? Wait a minute. What are we talking? What did I miss? Oh, right, yeah. So, yeah, for sure. Yeah, and then that's right. Kit, who was there? I think Ryan. Yeah, Ryan posted it. That kit is a steal, like legit a steal. In fact, Ryan, go if you don't mind. Post that link in the chat for people to go look at that. Like, if you want a Voron 2.4, you cannot beat this. It's like a hair over $800 shipped. You're not going to be able to source the parts for that. I mean, sourcing the parts, you're going to be like easy $1,200 or more. So this is you can't really see it. Let's flip back over here. This is the Voron 1.8. Made with a whole bunch of spare parts and just a new frame. So I probably did that for, I bet that was $500 or less. That's because I had a lot of the parts and I'm cheap. But to buy, even for a 1.8 to source the parts, you're looking at no less than, I mean, if you could do it for $700, you would be doing really well. But for a 2.4, like, I don't think you can source the parts for less than $1,000. Like, I would be amazed if you could. Right, so I have no idea what shape I want for this little eyeball mount. First thing we need to do is find the middle here. It's gonna let me. Tell you what, let's do some construction lines. I love me some construction lines. Just gives me a point of reference on where things are. You can mirror stuff. So construction lines, draw your lines, highlight it, and hit X. You can also turn on construction line ahead of time. Highlight it, hit X, dotted lines, construction lines, they're not going to get they're not going to interfere with extrudes and all that stuff. I'm going to put this circle right in the middle. I'm going to say it's probably about a 10 millimeter circle, but I'm going to get the, we're going to pull it off and actually get power button out of it right now. Maybe. Pliers. Maybe. Pardon me while I work off camera. Oh shit. The link is too big. You know, I've had that problem with Facebook. Facebook really loves to have the links shortened. Yeah, I've had that problem posting links to like stuff on Amazon too. Yeah, don't worry about it. Oh, I soldered this in. Sweet mother of crap. Hopefully I can get this out. I can. Nice. Cool. Okay. Standard, just little on-off power button with an LED ring. You guys probably can't even see that. That's all it's going to be. Not going crazy here, but I can measure it now. So, outside of the ring is 22. Threads are 19. I was way off. That's good. Bigger will look better here. So, 19 millimeter hole. What's going to look good? Okay, so R for rectangle. We're going to change it over to center rectangle. And this is where we get to start doing crazy transformer chamfers and all kinds of fun stuff. That looks about right. What do we got for dimensions here? Because we're going to be OCD about it. Oh, look at that. That's a 25. And 40 because OCD. Let's see, links to Victoria's. Your Voron was $2,400. Dang, man. So yeah, I was a bit off. 2,400. Wow. So let's extrude this outside piece. Pardon, we want to do this. So that thing was about 7.5 millimeters deep. That's going to push it out half-ish. Well, yeah, 4 millimeters, perfect. Gives us a little meat to work with. And we're going to punch this back through. Just do an extrude there. And then we start doing cool transformer chamfers and whatnot that I love. All right, so chamfer tool. Chamfer all the things. I love me some chamfer tool. All right, and I like this cool new feature in Fusion that they did. They changed the chamfer tool quite a bit, and I am still getting used to it. So it looks a lot more like the fillet tool, in that you've got equal distances. So well, obviously equal distance or two distances, which is what we're going to do here. You can change the corner type, which is what I am super excited about. Previously, you had almost no control over how it would do a corner, whether it would. Well, we'll go through the different ones to show you what it looks like. This is fantastic. The other cool thing is when you switch over to two distances, you can start by putting your distance in, and it assumes that it's, in this case, 4 millimeters for both the distances, where before it would put the distance in that you had highlighted, but it would leave the other one at 0. So you didn't have a visual of where it was going to go on the other axis, if you call it that. Now it just does that for you to give you a starting point. And then you can grab it and then start dragging it out, which is, it's great. It's much more visual. It makes it easier to see. Although I think I like it looking like that. But so the corners now, let's go through these. If we do a miter, wait a minute, a blend. Okay, so this doesn't have it where it's going to actually make a difference, because this is just the, it's not actually a corner. So changing those doesn't matter. We'll find a spot where it does. But just this, the fact that it gives it, when you first put in a value on the two distances, it treats it like equal distance, and then you can change it. I really like that. What we got? I know, Ryan, it's the wrong color LED. It really, Jim? I thought your Trudon was like $3,000, man. Oh, what's up, Gunner? Welcome, sir. All right, and this is way too simple looking, so you all know I'm not gonna leave it at that. Let's just start with equal distance. And this is where I just start playing and making things look kind of cool, hopefully. Let's do that. And then let's just gonna let me stretch these out, not too much. No. All right, we'll leave it there for now. I just want to get a baseline for that. Let's see. Let me make sure I'm measuring the switch here. It's got about 15 millimeters of thread, and I know we're nowhere near 15 millimeters deep here, so I'm sure we're fine. So yeah, perfect. So that'll stick up a little bit, but I do want to model in the kind of the brow. Two square needs more edges. Yeah, I know, right? It does need more edges. We'll get more edges. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're just getting started. We're just getting started. That's right, Ryan. You went with a 350. That's a big dog. Mine's 310. I don't know. Did you end up going with a different printer, Jim, than what you were originally thinking about getting? I don't know why I was thinking it was like $3,000 for that. 1900 is a killer deal for what you got, especially assembled, delivered on a pallet. I mean, you were up and running with that thing after, you know, you tore into the vault that was the box it shipped in. I mean, it just took off. All right, so let's see here. Got to figure out how I want to do the brow. So let's look. Shit, I just saw your post. You feel attacked. Well, kinda, maybe. But I can't drop anything. Although I could have, you know, I did pull out the tools. I pulled something out of a box. I could have easily dropped the nut for the power switch. So yeah, I didn't drop anything. Oh yeah, the spool holder. Actually, yeah, Jimmy, let's tell me if that spool holder works out. Anyway, back on track. ADD is fun. Just trying to decide where I want to do this. I think I want to have it kind of be another layer inside here. It kind of fits in, that kind of goes inside. So I'm going to do, I know what I'll do. I'm going to do an offset plane here. So what I'm going to do is what I'm calling the brow, this piece here, I don't want it to be flush with the outside. I want it to have some depth to it. So I want that to sit below the top edge, but above the eyeball. So what I'm going to do, because I don't know what that depth is going to be, I'm going to do an offset plane off of this down a couple millimeters, and then do the sketches and extrudes and all that stuff. And then I can move that plane around to get it where I think it's going to look quote unquote cool. So let's do construct, offset plane. Let's go down. Yeah, let's start with that. So now, let's create a sketch. In theory, we should have this edge in there. Good. And then I want to pull in that line because that's where I want it to stop. P for pull, by the way. We're going to bring this out and go up to... Where's my edge? What's going on here? It's not doing it. We need to project this edge. So I'm having a brain fart on how to do that. If I do this, that does not give me where it intersects. There's a way to do it. And I'm forgetting. Why is that? But there's an edge there. It is there. Oh, I have to pull. I have to highlight the plane, hit pull, and then it'll bring those edges in. Seems weird that they wouldn't come in automatically. Nice. Oh, they used to be FormBot. I did not realize that company used to be FormBot. Nice. All right. So now that we have a line, and again, I am just. Oh, so you know what we should do? We should do a. We should do a mirror. Mirrors are fun because mirrors mean less work. So line, construction line. Create a mirror of these two lines on this mirror line. The hell you say? Oh, whoops. We accidentally selected our mirror line. This is something I always do wrong in Fusion when I'm trying to do a mirror. I always accidentally highlight the mirror line. The line that I want to use is my mirror line as an object to be mirrored. And then once it's selected, you can either have it selected as a mirror line or as an object. So that was where I screwed up there. So if we do that, now I've got this set up. We can make this look cool. And I'm thinking, let's kind of bring this back up. And this is just straight up pretty much just freehand making it look cool. I'm not even gonna worry about dimensioning this because I might want to come back and change it. So I like how that looks. I'm gonna do that. So let's extrude this and this down to that face, and we're gonna hit join, hit OK. Doesn't look quite as cool now that I've done it. Let's edit that extrude. I think I'm going to put a taper on it. If I do 10, negative 10. That looks a little better. In fact, I think we can do even more than that. Let's just do negative 20. I like it. And then I'm actually going to extrude up like I did before. Just a little bit, like half a mil. Just because when you're 3D printing this stuff, super sharp edges like that, just, where did it go? Oh, I did a cut. Gotta watch what you have selected. So that was a cut. We need it to be a join. There we go. So what I've found is when you do those really sharp edges like this will have to get chamfered a little bit. They kind of just don't look good printed. You got to give them a little. You got to give the printer a little help. Do it on the bottom. Oh yeah. You mean? Actually, wait. Do it on the bottom. That would look cool. On the bottom of what? Sorry, I was jabbering on and didn't see your question early enough, Ryan. But I just noticed we've got this hole over here that we need to fix. Best way to do that is long press, highlight the back face, and hit delete. Do it on the bottom. Yeah, I'm not sure what you meant when you said do it on the bottom. That would look cool. So this is getting there. I'm kind of starting to think this is about what I want to do. I don't want to go crazy with this. Now, if I had a multi-material printer and could do this in multiple colors, that would be cool. Mirrored on the other side. Oh, down below? Well, it's supposed to be like an eyebrow or like a scowl. It makes him look like he's pissed. Because it's Shockwave. He's always pissed. Actually, I'm kind of happy with it. Pretty much just like that. What do you guys think? More? Less? Definitely need to... Gosh, you know, I'm going to go against what I said. I think I'm going to leave this one sharp. Because anything the printer can't handle is going to be hidden below it. Yeah. I'm actually just going to go with this. At least for now. I want to make this look cool, but I also don't want to overcomplicate it because it is just a computer case. It's going to be sitting in the garage. Yeah, I think you're right. I think here less is more because, I mean, plus this thing is small. Like, what are our dimensions here? From here to here. So it's only 200 millimeters. Like, it's not that big. Any details in this are going to be up on a shelf. Nobody's going to see it. Yeah, let's call this good. That is a success for the face for now. Oh yeah, sorry Gunnar, you missed what I was going over. Yeah, I'm making a mini ITX case for this guy. It's nothing new, nothing special. It's probably 6 years old, but might as well use it. So I'm gonna set up Octofarm on it for the printers, so it can sit out next to the printers in the garage, and it can. I'm hoping to be able to then run the webcams for the printers through that to take that load off of the Raspberry Pis. Raspberry Pis just suck at dealing with video. It's choppy. It's hard to get working. It's just more load than they need on them. Well, you know, those Icelanders, reading isn't high up on their list of education. Right, Gunnar? I'm kidding. Hopefully, well, actually, you have internet, so that's good. No avalanches have taken you out in your the winter you're having over there. Let's see. So, yeah, I'm actually happy with that. I probably should start working on the actual structure for mounting up the base plate and the back panel, but I don't want to. I want to build the side panels because that's more fun. That looks cool. So my thought, let me bring up another model I did. This is one I did. Let's see. This is kind of just a quick and dirty one I did, just to get an idea of how things could be set up. There's plenty of space over on the side to mount the hard drive, so that's going to kind of get mounted to the back of a panel that goes on this side. Potentially enough space for a big old fan on top that'll take care of any cooling. And I'll do that as an exhaust fan to blow crap out of it, so out in the garage nothing falls into it. At least that's the theory. I had to get rid of these cool looking chamfers on the back corners to make the back panel fit better. because they squished it in, I had to then move the board in too much. So we had to change that. So that's why these are square. We could probably do something to clean it up a little bit, but we can't go crazy with those chamfers just because we need to be able to get that IO plate back there and still slide it to the side enough to make room for the drives, which will go, yeah, they'll go on this side. And then the panels will go in there. But again, this is going to be up on a shelf. You're really only going to be seeing the front half of it. So the coolness has to just be on the front. It's true, dude. I know all of one language and I suck at that language. That is where Americans fall short big time. We suck at learning other languages. I think so, Ryan. I think there'll be just enough clearance, which is a good point, though. That's why I kept this back piece a rectangle instead of chopping off the corners to make it look cool. It allows me to get the mounting panel as far over to one side as possible over here to leave the gap for the hard drive. Let's bring in a hard drive so we can kind of visualize that. Insert into current design. Let's move this around. It's that way. Just kind of rough it out there. Here, more towards the front, and I can put a little, oh good lord, do a little, well, I'll have to put a little vent around it, but you know, something like that. And I think, if I remember right, when we did this last time, I was trying to make it so this would, so ideally what would be, well, I don't know, ideally, what would be cool is if I could attach that hard drive to the panel and then slide the panel on as I'm, instead of having to reach inside the case to mess with the hard drive, I could take off that panel and the hard drive would come off with it. So I don't know if I was planning ahead for that. Well, let's measure this. It might actually be smarter for me to measure a hard drive in real life, which I have right here. So the actual thickness of this hard drive, 70 millimeters. I have a feeling that's exactly the measurement I did. Exact measurements never work. Here to here, 70. So if we go back to, oh god, shoot. I wonder how much of our front face we're gonna mess up if we change that in the sketch. Only one way to find out. Let's break stuff. So cage. Sketches, where is that sketch? I do not even remember how we did that. Where did we put that? Oh, hey Dan, I didn't realize you're here. I'm sorry, I'm bad about reading comments. Yeah, dude, we'll be here. I'll probably be here for a little while. Yeah, come on back, man. I'm glad you're here. I'm trying to remember how I built this. Let's see. How did we do that, Ryan? Did we do it? Maybe it was this. It was. So we need to make that 92. Let's see how bad this blows up the world. Wow. Parametric design, folks. Hot damn, Juanita. All right. It's like I knew what I was doing. Cool. Everything still works. Everything still fits. add a couple millimeters. So now we can mount this on a plate and just slide it in, which means we have to do a couple mounting tabs, and it has to kind of free float, but I'm okay with that because this is going to make this a lot easier to install. Okay, that's the last. Nice. Take care of the kiddos first, Dan, always. All right, so now that we know where that's going and that it'll fit. Cool, okay, anyway. Panels. How do we want to mount the panels? So since we know we want this hard drive to fit in here, we have to at least make a slot for it to go through. So let's move this over a little bit. And exactly where doesn't matter yet, but I want to be able to leave some space through here to, you know, the panel has to sit on something and I have to be able to put bolts into something. So let's do that. We're going to call that good enough. How far is it from here to here? Good enough. We only need about 10 millimeters to mount that too. So we're going to create a sketch on the outside here. Let's make sure you have the correct components selected. I always forget to do that. Really helps though when you're trying to figure out where your sketch lived. That's a great idea. Just using the Velcro. It's just an SSD. Nobody cares about it. That'll be good for just plopping it on there. Do you think, should I even worry about trying to slide it in from the outside? My thought there is that with all the other stuff in, I don't want to be fighting around with all the other crap, and I want to, yeah, I just feel like it's going to be easier to come at it from the outside with the hard drive already attached to the panel. That way I'm not reaching around heat sinks and, you know, let's see. If we look at it, this is going to be sitting in, let's see. Can I do this so it looks right for you guys? It will be, let's see, like that. Come on, Aaron. Perspective is hard. So it's going to be, for you guys, it's going to be right here is where the hard drive will sit, which is right next to a whole bunch of I/O and all these cables. And then you got, you know, RAM back here. So I don't want to have to be reaching the hard drive around that. I want to just come in from the side. But yeah, I like the idea of using Velcro because it's an SSD. Can't hurt it. Great idea. And less bolt holes. So I like that idea. We're going to do it. Yes, exactly, Ryan. Keep it simple, stupid. And I am stupid. I do think I'm going to do bolt holes for the panels, though, because I think it's just some bolts around the edge on the corners are going to make it look cool for a little depth there. But Velcro for sure on the panel. I like it. So let's do our sketch. And we're going to... First, we're just going to offset this. 10, yeah, like that. Okay. And then we're just going to do a line here. Line here. This is one of those spots where, again, you can do a mirror, but it's a couple lines. I'm not that patient. Let's distance this at 25. Perfect. Same over here. Let's be good about that. Let's actually make that. That way we can change it if we need to. And then I'm going to extrude these two pieces. 3 millimeters. And we're gonna, gosh, I forgot. Actually, let's cancel that. I forgot how thick that is. That line is 10 millimeters thick. All right, cool. So let's extrude this and this. -3. Offset plane of -5. Is that going to be okay? Still gives us some room inside there. It's going to give us a little depth on the outside. Cool. Oh, good question. I think it should. That's a really good question, Ryan, on whether the flange of the switch will fit. And something we can check real quick. Fantastic question. So let me measure it. So I already forgot what it was. We're going to call it 22-ish. Create sketch. Circle. Oh yeah. Plenty of room, because that's almost 25 mil there. So it's going to be... It's just under 22. So yeah, cool. Good catch, though. Good thought. Yeah, it was Shane. Well, Shane's a PC builder. He thinks about this kind of stuff. He knows what he's talking about. So let's... Just going to delete these because we don't need that sticking out there. And I think it looks cool. And I want to, and I can. So the screw holes are going to go about here. So that should be fine. What I have not thought about yet, and I'm not wanting to think about, is how I'm going to print this cage. I'm thinking it's going to have to be printed in probably 2 pieces, like in halves, either top and bottom, or so either chop it like here. You guys can't see that, like right here, or chop it here. Depending on either way, it's going to take up a lot of the print bed. I think if I chop it long ways, it's probably gonna be the way to go, because I can set it up on the print bed and go diagonal on a smaller print bed if somebody were to actually want to print this. And it's also going to be easier to hide the seam in the back as opposed to having a seam right across the front. So most likely going to cut it right here and print it in 2 halves. We'll do some sort of, I don't know, we'll put some pegs in there. What I'll probably do is just put a couple reference holes in there that we can just shove a little piece of filament on all 4 posts and then just glue it together. We'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But for now, we're making panels. So now that we have this side, yeah, I think so, Ryan. I think that's perfect. Let's extrude these 2 guys. Let's see, starting... No, I don't feel like doing math. I'm not going to do that. So I could do an extrude over here and start from the spot, but then I have to figure out the distance and then the negative distance. I don't feel like doing math, so I'm just going to do another sketch. I know Fusion can do the math too, but I feel like this is just as easy because I can just project those 2 panels, hit OK, and extrude them. And by the time I would have figured out where to place it, I'd still be working on it. -3, offset plane, -5. Did I get it right? So there should be a 3 mil gap there. 5 mil gap. What did I do over here? Keep me honest, guys. Yeah, 5 mil gap because there's going to be 3 mils of panel, 2 mils of space to shove it down in there. Oh, what do we got? Same, Canis. Shane don't think. Shane thinks. Cut it in half. Yeah, okay, same. I'm doing my best to keep up with chat. So there's our mounting for the 2 panels. Now I say we make some panels. And the panels have to look cool. And they also have to be functional because we got to put some vents in them because we want the air to escape. So let's do Create sketch. Pull in. No, we're not. We are going to pull in that. And then we're going to double click here. Use my O for offset. Just to give this a little bit of fudge room. It only has to be about 0.2. That should be fine for the printer. Magnets are a good idea. I like that. You know, I agree, Ryan. It does kind of seem like it's up his alley, being that he was the PC modder that he was. I do like the idea of magnets, but I also like the idea of having the bolts showing. And holes are easy to make. Screw stuff in. We'll see. Don't know yet. But our side panel, I want it to be 3 mil. And we want that to be a new component. Okay. Let's find that component and label it. Side panel SSD. Now we are definitely going to use the mirror function here. If I can find my construction planes. I know we set some up. There it is. So we are going to create a mirror of a component of this component on this mirror plane. Yahtzee. Okay. Turn that back off. Side panel. We're going to call this one side panel vent. All right. And then we need to have to make it look cool. So A for appearance. And one there. One there. Kind of starting to look like a case. We'll worry about the bottom and the top later. Transformers don't have bolts. The hell they don't? How do you think they hold themselves together? Let's see. All right. With Shane's Velcro idea, we don't have to worry about mounting holes for the SSD. Well played, sir. Got plenty of room for cables. I'm gonna hold off on doing vents on this side for now. That made my life a lot easier. Speaking of PC cooling, I would have your fan draw air in through the case, not push it down. Yes, absolutely. The where is it? The big top fan is going to be an exhaust fan. I did, but it's a good reminder. That my thought was that it was going to be an exhaust fan, not only to, of course, it's going to be on top, so crap's going to fall in no matter what. But yeah, I want to keep crap when it's running. It's going to be running pretty much all the time in theory. It'll be keeping stuff from falling in there, and then yeah, sucking air in from the sides and pulling it up. So letting the heat out the top, which is what you're saying. That was the plan. All right, so very important stuff now. What style do we want the vents on the side to be? Simple lines, cool pattern. Pattern would be good because, you know, in theory, I'm supposed to be showing cool ways to do stuff in Fusion. But what pattern? Probably should have thought of this ahead of time. Let's see, should we do like some hexagons or some crazy... Oh, what was I just... Was I looking at... Let's see. Tell you what. Let's look at pictures of Shockwave. Hey, Google. I think what we're going to do here is figure out how we want to do the side panel, and then that'll probably be enough for the day, because you guys only need to stare at me for so long doing this. Here we go. I like this little pattern. I know it's kind of on this front, but I kind of like this little pattern here that this has got. Let's see if we can zoom in on this. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Let's do something similar. Cool. That's the plan. And where'd you guys go? There we go. Yeah, I think so, Shane. Probably just a couple little vents over here on the side. Mind you, there's going to be some wires coming out the back, but some vents in front of that will probably be good, just to get the airflow coming from both sides. Yeah, good thought. Decepticon logo was events. Oh, that's an idea. Maybe I should do that. Tell you what, how about this, Ryan? How about we do the Decepticon logo as a vent cover on top of the fan? That way it can be a really big logo. So I'm going to, off screen for you guys, pull up that image I just grabbed with that pattern. A gear vent? Yeah, that's also a good idea. Maybe, oh God, I do like that idea too. You guys got good ideas. See, that's why we stream. You know, you guys can contribute. And tell me what I'm doing wrong, because that's fine. Let's see where to go. There he is. Zoom in on this because I want to see just that. I know you guys can't see it, but it's going to help me make this pattern. And that is a cool pattern. That's what we're doing for sure, I think. Yeah. So this is where we kind of just have to get a little creative and start drawing stuff. Let's see. Let's not try to mix too many genres here. A turbo would be cool. Mohawk bends. All right, so let's see here. This is cool looking, actually. So let's, where do we start? Where do we start? A couple hexagons, I think. So this is really just where we start doing, oh, I take it back. We need, because I am OCD, we need a center line. Base this stuff off of that. Do it up here. See how this goes. All right, so we are going to do a polygon. In this case, it doesn't matter which one of these we use. Let's start in the middle, though. Start with this. And then constrain it. Let's not constrain anything quite yet, just because I don't know how it's going to look. No, get out of here. Offset this. Let's see. I want these to be kind of chunky because I want this to be printable. This still has to cover the side. Do we want the pattern? Here's a question. Do we want, so let's say 3 for now. Do we want the holes to be the big part, or do we want the line? I guess you can't have the lines be in the holes, can you? Because then parts would fall out. Well, what about like some random gouges for the vents that looks like damage? That's not a bad idea too. I really like that idea. I like the idea of having battle damage on the side. At the same time, I think we need to go with the KISS principle here. Let's not go crazy with this. And in fact, yeah, I have an idea. Because we don't need this to be huge, we want it to be printable. Yeah, thanks, Dan. Appreciate it. So I'm kind of thinking about going with this. I'm going to make a shape like his chest piece here. I'm going to make that shape kind of around the edge to give it the visual of a smaller space for the vents, and then we can draw that vent structure inside of that. So let's do that. So we want a line, goes from here to here, here to here, and here to here. We're going to distance this at 7. What did I do here? Okay, guys. Let's make this the same. And then we need to... So there's a couple ways to do a midpoint to get this guy where we want it. Sorry, I'm trying to hit the escape key. There's a couple tricks on doing this. You can use the midpoint. The midpoint function can be finicky because when you're doing 2 lines, it can often take the midpoint of both lines, which we don't want here. A little way I like to do this is to create a point on this line at the actual midpoint. So now that I have that point, I feel like I have more freedom on where I can put this line. And I can actually do a coincident from this point to this line. Where did it go? There it is. You get stuff like that. It gives, if you maybe a little OCD, but it feels like I have a little more control when I do it that way. Then we got to kind of just figure out a good place for this. Let's dimension that at 12. We like that number. Oh, and then we need height of it. Let's bring up that image again. Sorry. All right, image. Yeah, I like it. Cool. So, mirror this on this panel here. Cool. That gives us that. We are going to, per usual, select all of it. Nope. Select all of these. I'm just going to do a little offset to make a little standoff panel there. So offset that. Let's call it 2 millimeters. Good enough. So we'll extrude that to give a little lip there. Look up Modder's mesh for the side panel. Have some openings be the big spot. Have the mesh behind it. Yeah. Oh, good idea. Modder's mesh. I will look that up. See. Oh, okay, yeah. Gotcha. I may actually... Oh, I used to have a bunch of that aluminum mesh for doing, like, behind grills for car grills. I probably tossed it a while ago. You think just doing a mesh back there instead of actually doing a pattern would be a better idea? So let's keep trucking with this. Yeah, that'd be a lot easier. Tell you what, I think it's probably the best way to go, for sure. Let's keep doing this so we can have some, so we can draw this out, see what it looks like. If we end up just cutting out the middle and putting mesh behind it, cool. Yeah, and that's why yeah. Or actually, no. Dang it. I see what you're saying. So just leave these spaces as the actual printed part and then still put the mesh behind the pattern. That's what you're saying, right? That's a good idea. I like it. We'll do that. So let's make our pattern. All right. I do like this pattern, so I'm definitely going to go with it. So we are going to do a line from here to here. Again, this is all going to be just straight up freehand drawing stuff. Exactly. Cool. We are on the same page, and I like that idea. So let's make a cool little pattern here. So in case you guys are wondering, this is pretty much what I did when I designed those the logos that I made, the couple logos I made for the printers. So like the Megatron, the for Fuga's machine, the Ultra Magnus I did with the Ultra Magnus logo as well. I did one for Jim for Astrotrain, and then the one for Devastator that I've got. This is basically what I did. I just kind of found a picture of something and then just kind of started doodling. I find this stuff to be super fun just because it's kind of just like drawing. But yeah, so let's get this kind of laid out. So we only need this to go to there. So that's going to be that, and then we just need to connect. I'm going to do it a little bit different. In the picture I'm looking at that you guys can't see, sorry. Let's do something from here to here. Those aren't parallel. So I'll do that. This line, nope. You really got to watch your snap points sometimes. I think if you, if you hold down, is it shift? Or is it control gets rid of the snap points? Control does. But the thing is, then I do still want it to snap to this line. So we'll do that. This wasn't your first build. Well, Ryan, I'll admit, I feel like it's a little on the nose that the Optimus wasn't my first build. And prior to all the 3D printing stuff, all my PCs are named Transformers already anyway. My main PC is Megatron, my server is Optimus, so I've already got it. So let's make sure these are parallel where they need to be. And let's go. And we're going to just do some dimensions here. I think I'm going to make most of these lines 3 mil just to give it some. Yeah, good enough. I think 3 millimeters is going to be good with Fuga's mesh idea. That's the way to go. So now that we have that, we can just reference that same point each way around. Problem with doing it this way is it's going to start pulling stuff. Like you saw, it shifted that whole the whole, what do you call it, the hexagon, it shifted it over. So we'll have to fix that. But we are just basically tinkering. I think that's what I'm going to go with. So now we're going to do a mirror of these guys to get the bottom half. Tedious, yeah. It is what it is, though. On this plane. Well, that's interesting. So this gave us some weird little geometry because I forgot to make... Actually, let's undo that, because it's going to be hard to find the right line. Actually, no, it's not. So this is the original line here. I need to make that parallel with that. And that fixed everything. He is optimistic. Cool. Oops. Also missed a coincident over here. Oh, a little double line. So let's actually get out of there. Oh no, why is that? Oh, because also I didn't parallel. So let's undo. Let's go back here a little bit. I need to be more careful about what I'm doing. So this needs to be coincident there. And I don't think I made this parallel to that. Constraints have already been applied, so this one's not parallel to that. There we go. Isn't it? Oh, let's try again. Those shapes hurt your head. Something is still off kilter here, and I can't figure out what it is. Oh, because I undid my parallel, that's why. Let's see, let's actually do perpendicular to this. There we go. Yeah, let's do that. Little things are easy to miss when you're kind of freehanding your shapes here. I know it's not constrained, but you'll get over it, won't you? Now, oops, forgot that one. That's okay. That's an easy line to just make. Come on. Waiting for fusion. There we go. Oh. Let's see. That's good. 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 All right, cool. Well, Ryan, if that hurt your head, now this is going to hurt your head even more, because now we've got to mirror it again. We can do lots of double clicking to pick these up quicker. We're going to mirror it right there. And there we go. And now if we actually want to make some of these, like this, I actually want to pull this out. Can make those changes and it should fix everything. And it looks like I forgot to dimension this. All of our 3mm. Cool. I like it. I'm okay with it. I'm going to call it good. So, oh, that is my computer freaking out on me. I do not know what just happened there. Ender wire. I need to get the hard. Oh, you gonna? That's. Are you gonna, Dan? Are you gonna turn your Ender 3 into a switch wire? You should, and you should use Clipper. All right, so let's finish this sketch. Cut out. No, I'm cutting the wrong parts out. We want to extrude these parts. Cut that. Is it going to break anything? Why are we on? Oh, I had the wrong. Well, that's right. We just do a cut. Make sure we're not breaking anything else. Looks like we're not. The other thing you can do is expand out the objects to cut to see if it's going to actually hit anything else. It's not. So let's do that. Oh, I missed one. That was bound to happen. Oh, why is that not selectable? That's interesting. So we are not... We've missed some coincident here somehow. What did we do wrong? Anybody know what I did wrong there? Yeah, I definitely did, but why is it not connecting over there? Is it not symmetrical? Okay, Fusion, calm down. Don't know why that's not. Excuse me. Couldn't get to the mute button. So I'm not sure why it's doing that, but I'm going to cheat. Oh, helps if I was actually in the sketch. Sorry, guys. That's weird. So I actually don't know why it's doing that. And I think it's one of those little things that we could spend hours and hours finding. Or we could just draw a line. Okay, first I have to get in the appropriate sketch, which is this one. Edit sketch. I am just going to simply draw a line from here to here. And then I'm going to make it collinear to that line. And hope it doesn't screw up everything else. So now, yeah, this is one of those situations where this is terrible design, what I just did. But I'm probably not going to come back to it. I don't care that something about this is not symmetrical. For some reason, these coincidents did not mirror properly over here. And I don't know why, but that's a little quick fix that's going to get me where we need to go. So we're just going to do it. We're going to move on with life. Hopefully everybody can sleep tonight, that their OCD isn't killing them. So we're going to extrude that. Yeah, I think you're right, gangster. I probably missed something. And this, this comes back to that, how perfect does this need to be? It doesn't. This isn't a machine part. This isn't a, nothing is relying on this being 100% symmetrical or me getting that exactly right. So I am gonna cheat, Ryan. Absolutely. So let's just extrude this to here. We're gonna cut it, and we're gonna call it good. I think it looks cool. I do like how it looks. It's going to be a cool little vent. Although we are going to go back in and extrude this up. Couple mil. Oh. Extrude this. We're going to do a join. Extrude it up. Mil. Why did that not join? All right, let's just highlight the correct component. Extrude that to. There are some times when finding out why it didn't work correct is worth my time, and sometimes where I just don't care. And of course, we are going to champ for that. Because I feel like I would be letting you guys down if I didn't try to chamfer as much as I could. And I think that actually looks pretty cool. And with Mr. Shane Fuga's idea of the mesh on the back, That will look sweet. And I am pretty sure I could probably dig around in my garage and find either a piece of aluminum mesh or something that has mesh on it that I could cut out, because I've got a lot of crap in my garage. Exactly, jam for all the things. And thank you. I think they did turn out pretty cool. I think that's what we're going to go with. As far as vents on the other side, I'm not sure yet. But we've been doing this now for what? About an hour and a half? So I think I like how this is looking. I think we made some good progress on this. I think I'm going to call it for the night. I really appreciate all you guys watching this. And thank you very much for the donation to the new camera fund there, Shane. Really, really appreciate it. Super cool of you. Let's see. Anything else you guys want to see real quick? Any questions on how to get something done, or why I did something a certain way, or telling me a better way to do it? Because believe me, I would love to, if you guys see something that I could do better, tell me. I'd love to hear about it, because I do this stuff because it's fun. I don't necessarily do it the right way all the time. I try to find the quick way to do things. Sometimes the quick way is not necessarily the best way or the most elegant way or quote-unquote the textbook way. Oh, but I'm finding something we screwed up on. So when I changed that, actually, you know what? I'm leaving this. So I just noticed when we changed the size of the height, it messed up this, this, what do you call it? This loft. And I'm going to call this a happy accident because I like the texture that puts down there. I am going to clean up this by deleting that face, because nobody's going to see it. But I like the little ridge it put down there on the bottom. I think that's cool looking. Happy accidents. Yeah, I'm leaving that. I like that a lot, actually. I like it's like a little like little fangs there or something. That's cool. Again, happy accidents. Too drunk to comment? I'm not drunk yet. Although, like I said, this does have an adult beverage in it. Rockstar and what did I put in this? This is Rockstar and vodka. Russian water. Too comment to drunk. Take me drunk, I'm too home. Cool. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it good here. Really appreciate you guys watching. Got 7 likes. That's cool. It means at least 7 people watched. There's 6 people watching now. Thank you to all of you who are watching. I appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoy watching me doodle around in Fusion. It's not necessarily the most riveting content, but I'm hoping maybe you guys can pick up something. I really want this to be a learning experience for you guys and for me, because I quite often have to figure out how to do something during this process. Cool. Thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe. Do I have to say that because this is YouTube? You know, if you share the video, I'd love it. Have a good night, guys. Really appreciate you watching.